Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's now quite old, has become very collectible, and is becoming more and more difficult to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. Now we are looking at here the late 1980s release by IMAI from their Gerry Anderson's series of Thunderbirds plastic model kits. And this particular set we're looking at today is a rescue set which includes two vehicles, which is Thunderbird 2 and the recovery vehicle, and it's all based on the 1960s Thunderbirds television series, which was obviously a British science fiction television series. It was created by Gerry and Sylvia Anderson, and it was filmed by their production company AP Films and distributed by ITC Entertainment. The series was filmed between 1964 and 1966 and using a form of electronic marionette puppetry, which the Andersons called super marionation, and that combined with special effects and models created these special sequences that we all got to know and love from the series. Now there was two series totaling 32 50-minute episodes which were made. Production actually ended with the 6th episode of the second series after Lou Grade, who was AP Films' financial backer, failed in his efforts to sell the program to a US network television channel. Anyway, the series is set in the 2060s, and Thunderbirds concerns the exploits of International Rescue, which is a life-saving organisation with a secret base on an island in the Pacific Ocean. International Rescue operates a fleet of technology-advanced rescue vehicles, headed by their 5 very, very special high-tech craft, which are called the Thunderbird machines. Now, the main characters of the International Rescue is ex-astronaut Jeff Tracy and his 5 adult sons, and they pilot the Thunderbird machines. This was the Thunderbirds series actually followed in the Andersons productions. It followed, I think it was their about 5th, I think, series, puppetry series. The first one they did was 4 Feather Falls, and then they've done Supercar, Fireball XL5, Stingray, and then came Thunderbirds. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's the 5th in the series. That doesn't include also Torchy, the Battery Boy, which, although it wasn't a Anderson's production, they did actually direct the first season. So there we are. Anyway, this is the model kit in front of us, and it says International Rescue Thunderbirds Rescue Set, and you've got the IMAI logo on the right hand corner. It's got TB2 and recovery vehicle. And it says, caution, plastic model construction kit not suitable for children under 3 years, contains small parts. And you've got the Amarang sticker there. Now, Amarang were the importers for IMAI back in the 1980s and 90s. I don't know if they still are, but they certainly were back in the day. And it's got for eternal preservation, accurate profile, simplified construction for easy assembly, fine to display authentic plastic model kit. And there you can see the Thunderbird 2 flying just over the top of the rescue vehicle there. And it says recovery vehicle. And then you've got the image of Thunderbird 2 with the cutaway, allowing you to see actually inside of the machine. Okay, that's the front of the box. I don't think there's anything on the back of the box. No, as usual with these older boxes, there was nothing on the back. But let's drop it down and have a look at the sides. So again, it's got International Rescue, Thunderbirds, IMAI, TB2 and Recovery Vehicle Rescue Set. And there is the Thunderbird 2, and you've got the recovery vehicle just next to it. At the end, International Rescue Thunderbirds IMAI logo again, TB2 and recovery vehicle rescue set, and there's that same cutaway from the front of the box, and it's item number B2080-1000. On the bottom of the box it says International Rescue again Thunderbirds rescue set, TB2 and recovery vehicle, made in Japan, and there you've got the barcode number just there. And at the other end again we've got International Rescue Thunderbirds IMAI, TB2 and recovery vehicle and rescue set, and that wonderful blue printed or cutaway image of Thunderbird 2, and you've got the part number again, B2080-1000. Okay, that's the box. What we're going to do now, we're going to open the box and we're going to have a look at the contents. Okay, so I've removed the contents from the box, and this is what we got. So we've got the 2 packs. So let's have a look at Thunderbird 2 pack. And now these are still all rolled up and sealed, so I can't actually open them to show you the bits out of the packet, but we can see through the packet. It's just a clear packet. So and there we've got the Thunderbird 2 top section, and it's got the pod in there, which does come out obviously. There's a bottom section there, and there's all the other components there. There's the legs and the back thrusters, and of course you've got the decals at the bottom there. Now I believe it's a snap together kit, so I think I'm not sure. I don't think you need to glue it. I think it just does all snap together. There does appear to be lugs and holes on each section. So as you can see, you've got holes just on the top there, and I think there's pegs. I think, or maybe I didn't fit any pegs. I thought it was a snap together kit, but it is an easy assembled kit apparently. So you probably do need glue in actual fact, but it's quite easy to assemble. It's not a difficult model kit to assemble, and obviously everything else is still sitting there on the sprue. And of course we have the instructions here on how to build the model. It does come obviously with the full instructions. So we start off with Thunderbird 2, and you're working at the back end. You're working backwards, forwards as a tail section, and then the thrusters go onto the bottom. The top section goes onto the bottom there. Then the wheels are applied to the pod, and the spindles, which is the metal spindles there, and then the legs go on to Thunderbird 2. It's got do not glue the legs for Thunderbird, so the legs just pop in. That's probably the holes I looked at. So it probably, yeah, so that's an area where you do not glue the legs in. Obviously you remove them when it's not in flight, I'd imagine. Okay, so the other side is the rescue vehicle. So let's have a look at the rescue vehicle. And there again, it's the same kind of design. You've got some springs and rods in here as well. And this one's a yellow plastic again, so there's no painting required on these model kits at all. Obviously you do need to glue them together. They're not, even though they've got lugs on one side and holes on the other side for them to go in, they still need to be glued to be very, very firm. Again, this packet is still factory sealed, so again we can't take it out. But you can see also you've got the decals in there as well, and you've got the rubber tubing there, which will go onto the model. So that is the components, and then the build assembly instructions again is on the other side of the sheet. And again, you're starting at the bottom, putting the wheels together, putting the top on, and then this section, and then the top section goes on. And there's the hose. So the hose goes on at the side there. The tracks go on, and the nose cone goes on. And there we have the finished article there. It says glued parts to body as shown. So you do have to glue the pieces on. It's not just a complete snap together model kit. But it does look very nice. The paintwork is absolutely, or the colouring is absolutely pristine to how it should be in both of the sets. So you can't really go too far wrong with this, as there's no painting to be done. You're not going to get any splash paint marks anywhere because they're all moulded in the correct colour that you need. All you've got to do afterwards is put your decals on, and that is the model kit ready and done. Okay, how well did these do back in the day? Well, yeah, as with anything Thunderbirds, late 1980s, early 1990s, Thunderbirds was huge again because it had gone back onto the mainstream television. I think it was being aired on BBC Two, so it became absolutely huge again with a new generation of audience, a new audience, obviously a younger generation now. The older generation, the people from the 60s have seen it originally, well, it's their kids now that are beginning to watch Thunderbirds back in the 90s. So very popular, spawned an awful lot of merchandise. There was figures, there was play sets, there was action vehicles, there was model kits, there was, you name it, everything. Uniforms being produced, t-shirts, hats, replica pistols, water pistols, all sorts of things being produced based on Thunderbirds, the classic serial, but because it was being re-shown and hit a new audience, and obviously the merchandising was very, very good again, as it has been with all of the Anderson productions. So yeah, everything done remarkably well. Since this original release in late 80s, early 90s, they have subsequently re-released this set a couple of times since then. But obviously different artwork box. I don't know if there's any difference to the actual model itself, but the artwork on the box is slightly different. Okay, so let's move forward to 2025, which is where we are today. So we're moving forward about 35, 36 years. Do these sets come up for sale on the platforms very often? Well, I did have a good look on the platform. This particular set, which is the first release, I think I found one or maybe two other versions of these kits on the platforms. Now, both of those have had the inner packages open, so the sets were, I think one of them was part built as well. So, but the other one I saw had the bag opens. The bags have been opened, but they were saying that it was still complete. So, yes, they are appearing on the platforms in various different states of condition. Do be careful if you're going to buy on a platform. As usual, have a good look at the images, read the description, because somebody's idea of very good condition could be somebody else's idea of acceptable condition. There is a big scope of differences there between people's opinions. So do be careful and have a good look. And also some platforms use stock images and stock descriptions. So again, have a good look. And if it doesn't say new on the page, it only says use, click that use link and see what you're about to order, because you could be disappointed otherwise. So there's no new available. Some of those platforms go to the cheapest used item, and that may very well not be what you want. Now, fortunate for us, we managed to find a few of these sets, and they were part of a shop buyout that had been around for a very long time, and they closed down just after COVID, decided to retire, and we were fortunate enough to go in and buy out all their stock. And there were some model kits that had been taken off the shelf, making way for new kits, and they were put into the stock room and left there. And fortunately, there was a couple of these particular kits left in that stock room. And obviously, as we bought out all their stock, we are making these items available to our customers on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many, many other vintage Gerry Anderson items. And many other vintage toys, games, and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on our website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you enjoy reviewing this wonderful, wonderful vintage Thunderbirds rescue set model kit with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.